Welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Marcia Erickson, and I'm host for your today's conversation. My guest today is Tim Schlicksup of Knilans Furniture. We're going to be talking about his business, his journey into ownership, the challenges he's faced, wins along the way, and he's going to give us a real look into what it's like to build and run a business. Welcome, Tim.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Before we dig in, I'd love for you to give the listeners a quick background on you and tell us a little bit about the business.
Okay. So my background was my parents owned this company before I did. I went to Iowa State University, studied manufacturing engineering, went to work for an aerospace company for about 5 years after school, and then decided one day that I would shift and move home and buy a furniture store. Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah, why not? Yeah,
Awesome. So tell us about the ownership structure now. Is it just you?
it is. Yes.
Okay.
Sort of dynamic actually to get there. I have two siblings, and I was the youngest, and still, and yeah, so I was third choice basically. My dad
That's
said, "Hey, I'm getting
fascinating.
ready to sell this business to someone. If that's going to be you, maybe you would consider." And so, yeah, the ownership transfer was a little different. When you're second generation, a lot of times people think your parents hand you the keys and say, "Oh, good luck," and not so simple. Uh, you know, Dynamic transfer. You have to have third party evaluations and
Yeah.
fair market value pricing, all the things. And so, yeah, just took a risk and seemed to pay off pretty well for me. So,
Awesome. Excellent. Um, Tell us about what your day-to-day looks like. How active are you in the business? How much time is in the business, on the business? Tell us about your
sure.
team.
So, well, it's retail. And one of the challenges early on, I guess, was, my dad said, "Well, you've got to be here on Saturdays." That was the first thing he ever, tried to pound into my head. And I said, I don't really want to work on Saturdays. And he said, "Well, it's retail, that's what you do." And my training from my past job was more focused on empowering the team and setting them up for successes. And so, after many years of effort, I've created a team that does most of the day to day without me. So, my goal was to never come to work. Um, that doesn't always work out that way, but yeah, I've got a great team. They execute day to day tasks, all of the things. They're empowered to make decisions to serve the customer the best way possible, which is the way I would want it. And so I don't have a lot of hands on, which is nice. It gives me a lot of
Yeah.
freedom, and that's what I've worked towards. And so, yeah, um, I still help, solve major problems, I guess. If there's an issue that customer needs to hear from the owner,
Yeah.
instead of Jesse, who is amazing and does all of the same things that I would do in the same manner. But sometimes people just want to know that they're talking to the last
Yeah.
in line, right? And
Sure.
so, that sometimes I fix toilets, sometimes I fix doorknobs, you know, water in the basement. I do all kinds of different things, but
Yeah.
very little of my time is spent on management and execution of day to day. Everybody knows, I mean, my team is amazing. Without them, it doesn't work. And
Yeah.
so I let them do the work and I try to stay out of the way. So,
Excellent. And that's a lot. That's how we coach clients too, right? To truly build an asset, it can't be based on the owner. Um, Tell us about your leadership style.
so, lead by example, obviously. That's number one is to just let people know what your vision is, and then give them the skills and the tools to fulfill that vision, and then step aside, let
Yeah.
them call their own shots and find their own way, make their own mistakes, learn from those mistakes. And I find that if you give people that freedom, they like that more than if you're telling somebody what to do. Um, you know, I let people grow on their own. And like, if you give somebody a new challenge, like a management role or something, and they're maybe unsure of themselves, it's like, okay, if they ask a question, if they ask me a question, how do you want me to handle this? And my response is, how do you think? What do you think the best answer is? And most of the time they're right. And so they just need to believe in themselves. And then usually after they ask three questions and they're right three times, I say, every time you ask me a question, you already know the answer. So moving forward, you don't have to ask. And I think employees, when they know that they don't have to ask, and maybe they're not going to be right all the time, and you can circle back and coach on the
Yeah.
back end, but I find that people that feel comfortable with that, I trust them, they perform at the highest level, and so that's my style.
I love it. So you said it took a few years, obviously, to create a business that can run without you. What are some things that you had to do along the way? You had to go through a transition. Sure, your dad did it differently than you did. What are
Sure.
some of those things you had to put in place to make that happen?
You got to get the right people on the right seats of the bus.
Mhm.
So great people can do great things, and people that aren't great cannot. They can do good things if they're good, but great ones do great things, and I have great ones. And you have to take care of them and support them, build them up, teach them. If there's gaps in their skill set, you got to fill those gaps, coach them through it. And once the people are in place, then there's really nothing more to do. If they know how I would do something, and then they're going to execute it the same way, well, that's the right answer, right?
Yeah.
And our focus is always on the customer. So if we can, well, we have the mindset, if I was a customer, what would I think of a situation, right? And
Mhm.
so if everybody has that same mindset, if I was a customer, what would I want? And then we do that, then we're obviously doing what the customer wants. And that's why we're here, to serve the customers. Without them, we
Yeah.
have nothing. So
Beautiful. So every business owner I talk to is growing through something. What are you guys growing through? New challenge, new season, new growth. What's demanding the most of you or your team right now?
we have a new challenge in, I guess, establishing customer traffic and interest. And
Oh,
what's happened is, um, from the start of 2020 COVID all the way through 23 and a half, people bought furniture like crazy. They were all staying home, so they were traveling, they had budget, they wanted their house to be nice, and
yep.
we filled a lot of holes in the Quad Cities. And so we had this huge volume, and it was fantastic ride. And then people got and had everything they needed. So our furniture lasts more than 5 years, 10 years, right? Lasts a long time. So they're not, I guess we took a lot of people out of the market of furniture because we sold them
Yeah.
before,
You
right?
served them. Yeah.
And so um, our industry is coming off of that, and so it's a little softer than it was. It's still good and normal,
Yeah.
or a normal trend, I guess, but we got so high off of 20 to 23 and a half that our new reality is different. And
Yeah.
so that, and I would say also people shopping or fact finding online has changed a
Mm.
lot. We used to have a lot more people come into the store to walk around for inspiration and look around and shop, right?
Yeah.
And most people now, or many, they do that from their home, right? They're on their phone, they're
Yeah.
wherever. That if they think of furniture, they start scrolling around, which is nice because they can. I guess we have less people coming in that aren't our client, our typical client, and so
Sure.
the people that come in the door, we know they want us and they are ready
Yeah.
make a decision. They're more serious. So that's nice. At the same time, it's a little frustrating because all those people scrolling at home, thinking like, okay, should I paint the wall? Should I do the floor? Should I buy furniture or window treatments? Whatever they're thinking about, that not everybody's good at that. So that's an overwhelming task. And if they just came in to see us, um, our design team could solve most of their problems really quickly, right? And
Wow.
so that would be great if they just, instead of scrolling, wasting time,
Yeah.
the way I see it, I guess, or maybe getting frustrated, like, oh, I don't know how to
Or
put,
making poor decisions, right?
yeah. And furniture is different too. You can't see how the quality of a product
Yeah.
on a screen. You can read about it, but
Yeah.
anybody can say that their product is amazing. But to really experience what real comfort is, a visit to the store is what we need them to do. And if they do that, they're always happy. So yeah,
It's a
that's
great point. Tell the listeners, I didn't know this when we first talked. Tell us everything, all the services you guys provide.
so anything that goes inside your home from a decorative standpoint, we can help with. Whether that's like we sell flooring, not everybody knows that. So
Oh,
window treatments, we even sell plumbing fixtures, not direct from the store, but we'll help you
yeah.
find, if you remodel your kitchen, like we don't
Mhm.
do countertops and cabinets, like we're not the source, but we want to help you design your kitchen entirely. So my design team will shop with clients, but picking countertops, hardware for drawers and colors for doors and all of those things. Um, so we do everything inside that's decorative, from lighting to ceramic top, right?
Yeah.
Furniture is our primary thing, accessories, artwork, rugs. Um, but we want to help. Like our best work is done when we're invited to help with everything. That's our favorite. So,
Yeah. So great lead into who's an ideal client?
so if let's see, the best client is one that number one wants their space to look amazing and feel amazing and last forever. You
Mm,
can accomplish um, two of those pretty easily, if you've got an eye to put wall colors together and selections that, you make anything look pretty. Um, Sometimes on a budget, right? Or
mhm.
a smaller budget. If you want things that last a long time, so you want to make that room beautiful and have everything be comfortable and have everything last a long time, then we're for you. If the last a long time doesn't matter, or you know what, I don't really care that much about how comfortable the chair is. Okay, well then you probably don't need us. But if you
Yeah.
want exactly the right color of leather that matches the fabric perfectly, that matches the area rug, that looks great with the wall color, that's what we do best. And the people that really value the quality of the product and that it's going to last a long time, that's our sweet
Yeah.
spot.
What can someone who's interested, what would they experience? So if they call, if they come in, what does that look
Yeah.
like?
Okay, so our store is very unique in that it's three old homes all mended together for a showroom of 10,000 square feet. So it's different than like a big box that you walk in and you see a row of chairs and a row of sofas, or maybe some small group settings. When you shop in our store, it looks and feels like a home, because it
Mm.
was. And you're going to come in the front door, the typical meeting, you come in the front door, we're going to greet you at the door, and we're going to ask you what you need, and we're going to find out if you just want a new sofa, or if you want a chair, or if you need a whole room, or you're building a new house and you'd like us to decorate all of it. um, and then we're going to fit you to the right size of furniture. So like seat depth, seat heights, all those things are very important. We're going to find out if you like firm cushions, soft cushions, you name it. Well, most
Preference?
people, when they don't even think about all of the options until we
Yeah.
start, it's more of a, I don't want to say it's an interview, but we want to understand, like, what is it that you want and what's your expectation. If
Yeah.
you come in and you say, hey, I need a recliner for $500. And I'd say, okay, well, we don't have that, but tell me why you want that. And they'd say, well, I think that's a good price point. And I'd say, okay, have you had a $500 recliner before? And say, well, yeah, I have to buy one every 3 years. And I'd say, okay, well, what if you spent more and you bought one more recliner for the next 20 years? Would that make sense? Is that a good idea for you? Right.
Yeah.
And so, at any rate, their experience here is going to be very personal. My professional designers are going to help identify what it is you want. And then, usually that's the first step. If we find out we're a good fit with a client, they're going to then maybe later schedule a house call where my designer is going to come out, take measurements, come back and create a floor plan, a layout, and say, here's what we could do. And some people do all of that right at once. And some people, say, you know what, I'm going to start with a couple of chairs and an area rug. And then later I'm going to buy end tables. And then later I'm going to
Mhm.
buy lamps and artwork and whatever it is the customer wants and what they're ready to invest in. Sometimes it's all at once and sometimes it's a pretty big price tag and not everybody's ready for that. And so it's usually a 1 to 3 stop exchange, I would say, before
Okay.
we decide. I mean, we have so many different selections. You know, leathers, for example, if you pick a leather for a chair, well, we may have 200 different colors that your chair could come in.
Oh my
And
gosh.
so, like, to get the exact color of leather to go with the exact pattern and color
Yeah.
palette of the rest of the room, whether it's fabrics like sofas and chairs that are upholstered, we have a room with more than 10,000 fabrics in it. And so, um, which sounds overwhelming, right? Oh my gosh,
Uh-huh.
selections. But a short question session with my design team, they're going to understand like, okay, I think we can narrow this down to like 5 or 6 things. And usually when they present like, hey, here's some options that might fit your palette, the customer's like, oh my gosh, wow, that's great. And then the whole process, their whole room is easy and it's done. Sometimes you get a person that, um, well, I have this chair and I just can't find anything to go with it. Or my wall color is this and I just don't know what to do. And
Yeah.
they kind of lock up because they don't have a direction or they're not confident, maybe even in they may be able to choose well on their own, but to have the confidence that yes, this all looks amazing and goes together, that's where our design team comes in.
Awesome. Everybody wants to know about marketing, right? Everyone's trying to figure out how to get in front of their potential client and build that relationship. So what works best for you? How do you start to build that relationship?
So the best thing that we do that we send out would just be our brochure. So I don't know, 6 times a year or so, we usually have a promotional mailer that goes out and it goes in your mailbox and you pick it up and you look at it or you throw it away, right?
Let's
And
be clear. Let's be clear. Brochure is maybe not giving it its worth. It's a
well,
book.
yeah, so yeah, 16 to 18, 20 pages of content.
It's
Um,
beautiful.
yeah, oh, thank you. So typically, we're going to be promoting a vendor or two or 10 that want to participate in some promotional offer. We
Okay.
negotiate with the vendors, try to align. We have, I don't know, probably have 40 different furniture vendors, right? And so we try to align as many of them as possible to create something special to offer the customer so that they can save. Like, here's why you should consider this now.
Yeah.
And yeah, within that brochure, there's going to be some thoughts from our designers. There's usually a recipe in there, which if we could just sell food, we would make a lot of money. Everybody loves a recipe, like, oh, I can't wait to try your whatever that we put in there. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, that inspires people to come in. And then we have digital marketing that supports those mailers. So you're going to see us on all the places, I guess, if you fit the
Yeah.
demographic, right? Is
Yeah.
how that works. And that and referrals.
Yeah.
If we have a house in a neighborhood, like if there's a new development and we do a house and they have a dinner party, then all the neighbors come. They say, "Oh my gosh, this looks amazing," and then all those people end up coming here, and then we go back to the same neighborhoods until we fill it up, and then
Oh, that's awesome.
move on to the next. But yeah, I mean, our repeat business is north of 75%. So it's a it's a lot of referrals that happens as well. So
Excellent.
yeah,
So where you go from here? So what does Nyland's Furniture look like in the next 3 to 5 years?
probably more of the same. Um,
Okay.
I mean, our mission is to just make people happy, make the rooms beautiful, make them comfortable, have their home life be better because they're sitting on fantastic products that are comfortable, make them happy, or they're sleeping on a mattress that doesn't hurt their back, or
Yeah.
all of the joy that you get from something great, like you buy a new car, right? You buy your new
Yeah.
car and it still gets you around town like your old car typically, but it feels better, right?
Yeah.
There's a little bit more joy every time you go for a ride. And then um, that's what we do, but inside your house. So every time you kick back to watch the game in
Mhm.
your recliner and you think, oh man, I'm glad that I bought this.
Yeah.
Or your new sofa, or yeah, you have guests over and they say, wow, your living room looks amazing. That feels good. And
Yeah.
we love it when people love that. And not everybody does, not everybody values those things.
Yeah.
But the ones that do and the one that meet us, that's where it's really fun. So
Excellent. Yeah. Pride and ownership. Are you ready for some rapid fire questions?
yeah, let me have it.
Okay. What's the key to success for you?
Um, I think having a vision of what you want and the courage to go after it and the consistent effort to work until you get it. So almost anything that you do, if you put forth an effort, and if it's a random approach to trying to get something done, there's a lot more roadblocks. But if you can do something consistently every day, whether that's exercising or eating right or whatever, you're just commit to what you want and then go get it. And it takes a little bit of courage and can't be afraid of the pitfalls.
Very powerful message. Might tie into the next question. What's one piece of advice you have for other business owners?
Okay, so I know many business owners, and I've actually been in consulting groups with other business owners, and
Mhm.
it's interesting because everybody's different on what they want, and so it's not one size fits all. The advice is figure out what it is that you want, and then figure out the path to get that. So if you're a person like me that says, "Boy, I just want to own a company and not, I'd like to work on it, but not in it."
Mhm.
Okay, that's a good fit for me. I have a good friend that's right across the street from me that he can't do that. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to be the point man and
Yeah.
be
In
the
it.
guy. He loves that. That moves him. He'll never stop going to work.
Yeah.
And so whatever it is you identify, like what you want your business to look like, first you have to have that vision and then just decide to go for it and
Mhm.
and don't stop till you get what you want. If you want more time off, you don't want to work on a Saturday, or if you don't want to work past 5, you want to spend more time with your family and friends, figure out what that is and then go for it. It's not just um, I think we get mixed up with the success of the payout, the dollars, right? And
Yeah.
oh, if I just work harder, I could get more. And sometimes people that do that, they may make more money, but they may not have any joy because the money's just, it was already enough maybe, and then it doesn't give them they make more money, but they don't get more joy. But if they had more free time, right? Or if
Yeah.
they got to spend more time at their kids' ball game or whatever, that might actually be better. So whatever it is you want, identify it and then go for it.
Design it.
Yeah.
Design it around what you want. Design the business around your life. I love that. What is a book you're reading or a podcast you're into right now?
So lots of podcasts, but I mean, I listen to probably 3 or 4 every day. But I'd say most notable book I've read recently, it was called The Benefit of the Doubt. And is it
Say that again. The benefit of.
Benefit of the Doubt? It's an
Oh.
excellent book. Yes. Um, it's more of a faith-based book.
Uh-huh.
And they introduce or discuss, what drives our faith.
Mhm.
And it relieves the scare of the doubts. Everybody has doubt built
Yeah.
into that's part of having faith. And I found that tremendously fascinating.
Excellent.
And I would say it enriches your faith by embracing the doubts that come with it. So anyway,
I
that was my
love
most
that.
recent.
I love that. I'm going to pick that up.
It's good. It's a good one.
This is a fun question.
Okay.
If you had a little bit of magic dust, we're going to go back to the business real quickly. A little bit of magic dust, and you could sprinkle it on one piece of the business. What part of the business would get the magic dust?
But I would make people walk in the door.
Ah,
Just if they would, if any person that's like just kind of curious, if they just came in the store, like us or not, I bet you will. Um, that would be one thing I would change. Just like the if they could seek to understand the value of the products that we have, that's
mm.
really what it would amount to. It's like, you can go to any furniture store in town. They all have sofas, they all have chairs. Some of
Yeah.
them look exactly the same on the
Yeah.
outside. Some you can tell are a little nicer than the others. But what most people don't realize is like what the difference really is in the quality. And what we have here is unlike any other, there's no other products in town or within anywhere in the world. We sell the absolute best products available. And sometimes we have clients that'll say, "Oh, well, I went to Chicago because they think they can find better brands in Chicago." And I'm like, "Well, all of those great brands are right here. We have all of them."
Wow.
And if anybody could see the value and think like, yes, that sofa at Knilans costs more than one across the street or down the road, but if you buy the one here, that's like 5 less sofas or chairs that you would have to buy in your lifetime. So that investment is valuable,
Yeah.
and you're going to be comfortable the whole time you own it. So if I could just get people to come in and experience it, that would be amazing.
Excellent. Excellent. I love that. Before the final question ties into that as well, how can people find you? What do you recommend?
So if you can drive up Brady Street and right at 30th and Brady, right in the middle of town, middle of Old Davenport, so the old corridor. We're at 3015 Brady Street. We're on the east side of the road, which if you're coming up Brady, that's the right. It looks like an old funeral home, and it's a white building, and you come inside and you'll find joy. That's how you find us the best. If you are just curious and want to check us out online, it's www.knilansfurniture.com. And you can check out the website and see if you find some inspiration there.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Here's the final question of the day. What's most inspiring you today?
I think the fact that we're having this conversation is pretty neat. We met at a Rotary spitballing meeting, I
Yep.
guess, right? Trying
Brainstorming
to figure out a
session.
plan for something that is not really business focused, it's service focused. And
Yep.
then if you think about like so Mary introduced us, right? And I knew Mary because our kids went to school at St. Paul's and she was their daycare teacher when they were in preschool. Okay.
Oh,
And
I did
then,
not know. I didn't even know that.
yeah, and then I got married to join Rotary because she's a superstar with a giving heart. And
Yeah.
then she connects us, and you think like, okay, well, if God's not involved in this somehow,
Mhm.
I don't know what to say, but I believe that we're here to meet for a reason, and I think that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really, yeah, it's very cool. And I'll add to that. I think it's so powerful that we have a project that we want to do in our club. And we were like, oh, how can we you guys came to us and partner and just open up your hearts and your giving. And we're partnering together. And with any luck, we're gonna be able to do a project together. I think that's super
Very
cool
neat.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very cool.
Awesome. Well, this was a great conversation. I appreciate your time today, your wisdom. You have done this for decades and had a lot of wisdom in there. So, for listeners, save this episode, go back, ponder on what Tim shared with us today. Like and subscribe to the channel so that you know every time we drop a new episode. Thank you, Tim, for sharing all of your wisdom and your inspiration and your thoughts today. We really appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.